Welcome back. Just a few items. Just a few items to finish out the day. So, New Jersey Devils, these guys here, make the news today by signing Sami Vatanen. Vatanen will be making $2 million dollars over the 1 year. So people look at that and they go, Shannon talks about Ty Smith. He's not going to make the team. Here's the thing. So their blue line now is Ryan Murray, PK Subban, Dmitry Kulikov, Damon Severson, Will Butcher, and Sami Vatanen. According to Cap Friendly, left-right defenseman. Ty Smith is a left defenseman. The problem is, you're counting on Ryan Murray's going to stay healthy. And I like Ryan Murray, but he's not known for staying healthy. Vatanen as well, not known for playing every game of the season. So I think Smith's the number 7 defenseman. There are teams that are going to play 7 defensemen this year. Not saying New Jersey's going to be one of them, but I don't think that signing Vatanen is a negative sign for Ty Smith. All reports of Smith are that he's pushing towards a potential roster spot, and I don't think this changes that. I think at the worst, he ends up on the taxi squad, and then as soon as one of the left side defensemen get hurt, which can happen, then Smith jumps in. Keep in mind, general managers right now are going to be trying to make sure they have as much depth as possible, and I would think especially down the middle and on the blue line. You know you're going to lose players during the year. You need to have people who can step in and not have to worry about it. I would look for Smith to play a similar role for New Jersey this year as Noah Dobson played last season for the New York Islanders. So that's kind of where I see it ending up. But so New Jersey, solid addition. That's not a bad blue line. We'll see how things go for them this year. And again, saying not a bad blue line means they're going to need Murray to stay healthy. They're going to need a bounce-back season from Subban. They're going to need Kulikov to earn his keep, and they're going to need Vatanen to stay healthy as well. There's a lot of still, I'm not going to say huge concerns with New Jersey. This is still a better back end, I think, than they had last season. But having Smith added to this group, I think that's a much deeper, much better group than what they had last year. Jamie Benn, Dallas now. We switch gears. Jamie Benn playing with Gurianov and Hintz in camp. Sure. I have to say that it's interesting to me that the Ben, Sagan, Radulov line, now of course Sagan's out for the first couple of months of the season. The Ben, Sagan, Radulov line, it just didn't work this past season. So if you can get Ben chemistry elsewhere, if you can get Radulov chemistry elsewhere, I don't have a problem with that. And just breaking them up and trying to spread around the offense, I think is a good move too. Ben, of course, coming off of what was statistically one of the worst seasons of his career, he's going to be looking to bounce back. Putting him with Gurianov and Hintz, it should be interesting because Gurianov, of course, goal scorer. Jamie Benn has been a little bit of both. He can do the setup, he can do the goal scoring as well. And Rope Hintz, does he end up then just being an assist man, passing it to Gurianov and Benn? That's a question I'd have if that ends up being the line. The province of Ontario's made it official that Bill Daly's right, and that there will be NHL games allowed despite shutdowns and all this that are going on in Ontario. Every province now has allowed for teams to play their home games for the National Hockey League. Now, keep in mind, if we were crossing borders and all that, that would be a completely different tone and different message, but they're saying, all right, so the NHL can play. So it's cleared, every team starts in their home rinks, and we're good. And Bill Daly, interviewed on Tim and Sid today, said divisions will be back to normal next season. This is just a one-year thing. Keep in mind for owners on each coast looking at the travel schedule, there's not really going to be any desire to keep it that way. I would say that if the back-to-back games, if the having 2 games against the same team followed by 2 games against another team, if that's popular, if that works, I could see next season maybe the NHL toys with that idea being part of the regular schedule, because then you can also fit more games into a shorter schedule. Keep in mind the Olympics are supposed to be next year too, and the players want to go to the Olympics. So that might be a nice way to shorten the season, allow for that 2 weeks off for the Olympics, and not wipe the players out, have them not having to travel after every single game. And so maybe we'll see those stick around, but the divisions will go back to normal after this year. So as much as Canada's excited about a Canadian division, it'll go back to normal next year. It's a 1 year thing. I'm looking forward to that. Ottawa, Logan Brown, playing between Tkachuk and Dadonov. What's interesting to me with Logan Brown is, of course, last year, he and his agent weren't happy when he got demoted to the AHL. But it is hard to make the argument he was ready. It is hard to make the argument he was ready. And so I'm okay with him being sent down. Now, if this year, if he plays with Tkachuk and Dadonov, not saying that necessarily happens, because Tim Stützle will be joining the team on Sunday. We'll see where he ends up. And, of course, you've got Norris, who can play down the middle. But if Brown can find some kind of chemistry here, he could be one of those late steals when we get into the whole fantasy side of things. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Logan Brown, with the Ottawa Senators. And over the next couple of days, as teams start cutting their rosters, they start cutting them down. Training camp's going to get whittled down. And it's interesting because unlike other years, we're seeing this. Nobody's playing against other teams. This is just all in-house. Okay, well, this guy's not as good as that guy, so we're going to cut this guy. And so we'll see whether or not waiver wires get picked up around the league and how things are going to look. So there you go. We're up to that time where it's getting closer and closer. We are 6 days away. So stay tuned. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.